What's up, guys? This is Crypto with James talking to you today about the crypto news. There is going to be some fear in the markets today. Um, there's also some positives, but in particular, fear based around everything in Ukraine. So I'm going to talk about that along with some fairly big news in terms of deals and an assessment from JP Morgan. Before I do, as always, I update the spreadsheet. Just the first 26 coins that I held that I spoke about on the channel that I thought would crush it in this cycle. If you invested $100 to each one when I release the videos and you're still holding that crypto, you'd be in profit for over 48 grand right now. This is not what I hold anymore. If you want to see what I hold, come check out Copy My Crypto. It's where I share every coin I buy, every coin I sell. I talk through navigating the markets, which is at the moment probably the biggest thing that's on people's minds that are in this space. If you've been in crypto for a while, but you're not sure how to navigate with, insane inflation, hikes in interest rates, energy crisis, impending wars, then that's something I talk through all the time. I also talk about the fact that you've got to prepare for a bear or a bull cycle. In terms of bear cycle, guys, you've got to just make sure you've got a list of coins that you're super bullish on in terms of long-term perspective. Because then when the bear cycle kicks in, you can watch how they retrace, how they develop, who they onboard, how much they meet their roadmap. These are huge factors in the ability for a coin to do those 100x gains. That is literally what I looked at in Phantom when I said it would be a 100x coin. Right now it's at 353 times. So if you want to check out what list of coins I'm going to be watching when the bear cycle kicks in, check out Copy My Crypto. Links in the description. Right, starting points, fairly simple. We had a market retrace last night, not a dramatic one, but a small one. And probably down to this news. So Europe's biggest nuclear power plant was under attack from Russian troops. Russian troops now control it. The Ukraine's foreign ministers warned if it blows up, it will be 10 times larger than Chernobyl. Obviously, massive fear around that. When the fire started after the shelling, Ukraine apparently had a lot of firefighters trying to put out the fire, and Russia continued the shelling. It's being met with a lot of condemnation from politicians, but having this run by Russian troops right now is something that's certainly going to spread fear throughout the markets. I mean, the FTSE 100 immediately was trading down this morning, and we're probably going to see the same sentiment spread across the S&P 500 and very possibly crypto. So something to be aware of, because if you're a trader, like a day trader, there's going to be some serious opportunities in terms of shorts throughout today, I imagine. There'll also be some quick longs as well, but keep your eye on the charts and check out the resistance levels. But Russia is certainly making moves at the moment. So yeah, it's going to be a very interesting day in that regard. So two pieces of news regarding Forbes. I always forget Forbes do this crap. So Man City have announced a multi-million-dollar deal with crypto exchange OKX. Now, if you're unfamiliar with Man City, Manchester City are, one of the biggest football clubs in the world. Probably currently the most successful ones in recent history in England. Massive in Europe, and continuously looking to get that first Champions League spot. Man City announcing that means it's big news for OKX because that's enormous exposure. Man City pretty much are on TV all the time. You're now going to see OKX banners and stuff behind every interview that Pep Guardiola has and behind every interview that any of the players have. So it's a fairly significant thing. And we've seen this with crypto exchanges a lot lately. Crypto.com pulling out some, getting Matt Damon in, renaming Staples Center. I think it was Staples Center. We saw FTX, another big ad at Super Bowl. They've bought their own arena. They've got the naming rights to another arena. Can't remember the name of that one. We're just seeing big moves from exchanges a lot. And I expect to see more of that throughout the year. But this is a fairly significant one because OKX get huge exposure now. And OKX is obviously a fairly big exchange, but they're looking to grow substantially from that sort of move. So again, it brings more exposure to crypto, which is good. The last final thing is JP Morgan have said that, and this was about a day ago, yesterday, right? Crypto is set to get a big boost from the ruble's collapse and the growing market share of stablecoins, JP Morgan says. So the crypto market has more upside ahead as stablecoins see an inflow of money, according to JP Morgan. The bank highlighted stablecoins' total crypto market share rising to 10% over the past week. Cryptos like Bitcoin have seen increased adoption from Russian citizens in the wake of the ruble collapse. So what they were saying, I mean, particularly the inflows are important. We're seeing a lot more inflows for crypto at the moment. So they said that because the market shares of stablecoins are so high, that means more upside ahead for the general crypto market, as stablecoins are typically used as the initial vehicle for fiat to crypto conversions, which obviously is true. According to the bank, about $1.5 billion flowed into stablecoins over the past week. The surge came as more Russian citizens adopted crypto amid the collapse in the Russian ruble due to the country's invasion of Ukraine and ramped up financial sanctions from Western countries. The reality for Russian citizens over the past week has been a significant loss in purchasing power and a run on several banks, including the country's largest bank, SBA Bank, which fell 99% to just a penny in London trades on Wednesday. Ruble-denominated Bitcoin volume also surged to nearly 1.5 billion ruble last Thursday on the day of the invasion, with another spike on Monday, suggesting that Russian citizens have been responding to the collapse of their currency by shifting towards crypto. Obviously, it isn't the first time citizens have done this. We've seen it with Venezuela, Brazil, Turkey, as just a few examples. So, yeah, I mean, it's going to be an interesting one. A potential further surge in Bitcoin lines up with improving technicals, according to Katie Stockton of Fairlead Strategies. Stockton highlighted that the cryptocurrency cleared resistance in its recent surge, which is likely to be confirmed. The breakout reverses the intermediate term downtrend and puts the next major hurdle on the chart in the 50k to 51k area based on the 200-day moving average and a 50% retracement level. And that's all things that many of us have spoken about. I've spoken about as well. So fundamentally, one thing I would point out in terms of TA is obviously valuable, but it is a tool, and you do have to bear in mind the macro picture and the psychology of the markets at the moment. And fear is a serious impact emotion in terms of the markets. And this kind of news from last night does instill a lot of fear into people. I'm driving around and I'm listening on the radio to people fearing World War III and nuclear bombs being dropped and things like that. And that kind of fear from your everyday person still translates to fear across the markets. It's inevitable. So TA is fundamentally exceptionally valuable, but you do have to put in the macro picture when you're thinking about these things, and you do have to put in the world economic picture at the moment as well. So while I do believe that Bitcoin is looking pretty good right now, a couple more significant incidents in Russia and Ukraine, and we could definitely see the market take downturns. So something to be aware of fundamentally, because I do believe that there's a lot to be bullish on, but if things continue to escalate or things get out of control, which is well within the realms of possibility, it won't just be crypto that's here, it'll be everything. So level heads here, guys. Don't start Don't only focus on TA, or don't only focus on macro. You've got to look at it, the big picture, for the short term. Long term is still the same. Long term is still always going to be the same with crypto. It's an uptrending asset class. Bitcoin will continue to grow in value. So a wider perspective is always valuable. But in the short term, if you're doing short-term trades, you've got to bear everything in mind. But yeah, so it's going to be an interesting day. It's going to be a very, very interesting day. I'm expecting that we're going to see some downturn in the market, given the instability in Ukraine at the moment and that particular piece of news about the nuclear power plant now being Russian controlled. I think that fear is going to translate. And that's it from me right now. One thing that I like to reiterate is, with scenarios like this that are going on in the world, it makes navigating the markets a lot trickier. If you are new to crypto, or you've been in crypto a while but you're not sure how you might how to set up your portfolio, how to prepare for the worst, or ready yourself for a really bullish run, then come check out Copy My Crypto. I go through those things as well, and I talk about that quite regularly at the moment, as you can imagine. So if you want to be a part of that and hear what I'm doing at the moment, link is in the description. Take it easy, guys. Bye bye.